Welcome everybody to the call. Tonight's topic is how to build your team to quickly 4x your business. And I'm really excited to teach this training tonight. I, uh, you know, um, I don't know how else to say it other than I've been kind of hiding out. I've been kind of hiding out, probably like a lot of you have been, just kind of holding my breath, like what's going to happen next in this world, right? And I'm excited to come out and talk to you all tonight and really share my heart and share not only what I've known and what I've taught for the last 20 years, but in the context of everything we've been through. So I'm excited to be here with you tonight. I am excited to kick off 2021 in a big way. And I hope that this training will be a huge help to all of you as you get ready to kick off 2021 as well. And also, I just want to let you know, as I go through and teach you guys some of these things tonight, I will at the end of my presentation tonight, I will give you guys a chance to learn more about the Teamzy Bootcamp. I know a lot of you are here hoping to learn about Teamzy Bootcamp, so you will get that information at the end of the presentation tonight as well. And we will do a full Q&A tonight. So after the training, if you guys have questions, you can already start. I see there's already a couple questions in the Q&A. So feel free to start loading that Q&A with questions. And at the end, I will be happy to answer all of them. Okay. All right. So let's dive right on in and start this party going. So again, this is the topic: how to build your team to quickly 4x your business. My entire system revealed. Okay, so let's just dive in here. Here's my goal. Today, you'll learn how to grow your team quickly to 4x your business. That's the topic. I'm going to teach you my whole system. I want you guys to know this is the whole thing. This is the whole approach to building your business. You'll feel like you have everything organized and under control, and you'll have more time because you'll know exactly what to do each day. You'll feel great knowing your business is making reliable income, and you'll never have to worry about where the leads are coming from. You'll feel more confident having conversations because you're not approaching people in a salesy way. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight. Some of you guys know me and you know I'm passionate about not being salesy, but it's even more important now, more important than ever. And we'll talk about that as we go tonight. Who is this training for? This training is for network marketers and direct sellers, or for people selling any type of product directly to other people, people just starting out in business. It's for the seasoned vets. It's for the team leaders. It's for busy moms. It's for working professionals. It's for you. Okay, it's for everybody. These principles I'm going to teach tonight are universal, and anybody can apply these. And I just want you guys to know, no matter how the evening goes for you, you're going to leave with some really valuable things you can implement in your business. So in the next 45 minutes, you're going to learn how to generate new customers and recruits like clockwork, even if you don't know very many people or just getting started out in the direct selling business. You're going to learn how to effectively build relationships, starting conversations, engaging your prospects, and transitioning to a sale without damaging your friendships. You're going to learn 2 little-known Facebook Messenger tricks to follow up and convert. You're going to know what to send and exactly what to say without being annoying. Okay, and very few network marketers even know this stuff. And I'm going to teach you my 3-step system that I use to do all my income-producing activities in less than an hour a day. Okay, cool. And also how to grow your downline fast, help them succeed, and be the team they want to join. Be the team they want to join. So if you want to grow your business in the post-COVID world, that's my own label. I don't know if that's a thing, but that's where I feel like we are. You need to know about relationship marketing, okay? And I know the COVID thing's not over. My point is that it has changed the way we interact. It has changed the way everything, really. And so it's really important, guys. And I don't know exactly where you may be. I know you're all over the world, and some places may be more open than others. Some places may be like where I am in Southern California that are still completely locked down. We interact differently now. Things are different. We've gone through a lot together. No matter where you're in the world, we've gone through a lot together in the last year. True? And relationships are more important than ever. Relationships are more important than ever. They've always been the bedrock of business, but I want you guys to know that nobody wants to do business with somebody who's trying to sell to them. Nobody wants this cheesy salesperson. Nobody wants to do business with somebody like that. Does this make sense? The way we've approached this business traditionally is definitely not going to cut it now. Nobody has patience for it. Does it make sense? We need to be authentic. You need to be real. you need to come at this from a place of true heart to serve others. And I'm going to teach you guys that system tonight. So let's talk about a couple of important reminders. I highly suggest you turn off your phone. Unless you're watching on your phone, then don't turn it off. But if you're watching on your computer or another device, turn your phone off, because we have a lot to cover and I don't want you to be constantly distracted. If you're like me, you're constantly distracted by your phone. Okay. And make sure that you take some notes, because what you learn tonight, you're going to want to apply. Okay. Let me just kind of introduce myself officially, because I know there's a lot of people on this webinar that haven't met me yet. So I help busy network marketers build their businesses. I've been doing this now for, 5 years. And I've been a professional business coach for the past 20 years, helping people build their business based on relationships. I'm also the founder of Teamzy, which is a top CRM in the direct sales industry with over 150,000 network marketing users. And in the 5 years that I've been working in this space, I've trained over 100,000 direct sellers, just like you, from top companies like Rodan & Fields, Beachbody, Juice Plus, Isogenics, Plexus, Lexus, Unique, Singular. The list goes on. And I hope it goes on, because I want to help everybody. Just to kind of tell you a little bit about my backstory, here's a shot of the family. I wanted to figure out how to build my business in an hour a day. Why an hour a day? Because I had a full-time job and I wanted to be around these amazing people. In fact, this shot, I need to get an updated one because one of the kids is missing out of this shot. I wanted to know, how could I be around my family more? How could I earn the money that I wanted, but have the flexibility to actually be around my family, not be working all the time? And I knew to do that, I needed to find a way to stay in contact with all of my relationships without having to spend tons of time planning it out or thinking about it, right? You guys know what I'm talking about? I mean, you get in there to start connecting. It's like, who do I connect with now? And you spend all this time thinking instead of just doing. Also, I needed a way to follow up seamlessly on interest so that nobody falls through the cracks, because you do all this work and then you waste so much of it, you guys, so much of it. Okay. So I'm about to teach you what took me over 16 years to learn and was refined through trial and error with thousands of coaching clients. The cool thing is, not just my experience, got to practice this on other people. Here's the truth. Given the time, I'm sure you could figure it out yourself too. But instead, I'm going to make it easy for you and just teach you my foolproof system. Okay, here's a warning to you though. Quick warning. What I'll show you goes against what is most commonly taught in direct sales. Some of you are going, amen, but it definitely does. It will most likely contradict what you've heard from your upline leaders. They may even warn you not to reinvent the wheel. Okay. And I tell you guys this, I wanted you to have that warning because I've had lots of leaders come to me and say, this is the conflict I'm in. They're telling me what you're teaching me is not what they're teaching me. There's not only one way to do this. Does it make sense, guys? But at its heart, relationship marketing is leading with love. Okay? Relationship marketing is leading with love. And I'm going to break this down for you guys, but I want you to understand that. If this is not where your heart is, feel free with no guilt or no shame to disconnect from the webinar. It's okay. I get it. Not everybody feels this way. But if you like this idea that there's a way to build a thriving business while leading with love, stay tuned because I'm going to teach you the system. But your heart has to be here. If your heart is not coming from this place, what I'm going to teach you is not going to work. I love this quote from Mark McCormick. He says, all things being equal, people will do business with a friend. All things being unequal, people will still do business with a friend. You guys, nobody wants to be sold. Everybody wants to be helped. Make sense? And everybody wants to do business with a friend. They want to do business with somebody they trust. They are not doing business with the company you represent. They're doing business with you. Does it make sense? So I want you guys to understand that as we go forward with this. To be successful in this business, you don't need to be salesy, icky, or spammy. In fact, that works against you. That works against you. So let's break this down. What is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing is a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. Okay, it's a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. The reason why people run away from salesy people is they feel like they're putting a target on their backs. You know, like their friends suddenly want to get something from them. We're going to flip that around. We put the people first, put the relationship first. Okay. Also, this is not some abstract feel-good concept that I'm teaching you tonight. It's a proven system that we follow, okay? And we always know what to do next. It's a proven system that we follow, and we always know what to do next. Some of you guys have heard me tell the story about how I worked at Burger King when I was 14, like 14 to 16, I worked at Burger King. And they taught me, I went to Burger King University. They taught me the system. And to this day, I can still put a perfect 1.5 ounces of ketchup and mustard on a hamburger. I've been trained. And now we're not going to be squirting mustard on a hamburger, but I am going to tell you guys, the system I'm teaching you tonight is something that you can absolutely duplicate with people and everybody can do. Okay. First concept here, I want you to get: relationships are your duty. Relationships are your duty. It's not just something cool like, oh, relationships, it's a buzzword. This is your duty. If you're in business, it's your duty. And I want you to understand this. The main difference between relationship marketing and the traditional approach to this business is this underlying philosophy that developing and deepening relationships is the paramount duty of a business. That developing and deepening relationships is the paramount duty of a business. It's not to make profit. It's not to make sales. Those are important functions of the business. But your duty is to build relationships. And I want you guys to understand, if your focus is on building relationships, you're going to make more sales. You're going to make more profits. Why is that? Because the true payoff, oh, I'm sorry. I thought my next slide was going somewhere else. We'll get there in a minute. Also, guys, I want you to understand this. People are 4 times more likely to buy when referred by a friend. People are 4 times more likely to buy when referred by a friend. So we're going to talk about building relationships, why this is so important. This is why they want to do business with a friend, right? So we were going to seek to serve first in relationship marketing. Seek to serve first. Seek to serve first. Okay. In relationship marketing, we serve and bring value first. And by investing in relationships, people are much more likely to do business with us and to recommend their friends and family. This is where I thought I was going a minute ago. When we build relationships, people recommend us to friends and family. One person multiplies into many people. It's based on building the relationship, seeking and serving first. Make sense? Look at this comparison. If your motivation is helping others, it's like, I have a great product that I want to tell my friends about because I believe it will make their lives better, versus I'm going to tell anyone about this product so that I can make a living. That's when your motivation is financial gain, right? One is attractive, one is repulsive to others. Relationship marketing is not simply selling products to your relationships. That's backwards, okay? That's backwards. You build relationships first and serve your customers in such a way they become walking, talking billboards for your business. And you guys will see this. We'll talk a little bit about building advocates later on, but it's about creating an army of advocates for you. People who are so excited about what you're doing, the mission you're on, that they have to tell other people. They feel compelled. And here it is. By investing time in providing excellent service, you turn prospects into advocates. You turn prospects into advocates. So don't run over your relationships. Don't run over your relationships. Anything that they're teaching you that feels that way, don't do it. Okay. The traditional old school approach is to blast your relationships with cold messages and invites, hoping to take advantage of the existing relationship to get a sale. Anybody been asked to do this kind of thing? The problem is this destroys trust. It damages relationships, and it leaves you and your friends feeling icky, right? Let's just talk about this. The whole going for no versus relationship marketing. Going for no is the primary approach that is taught in our industry up to this moment. It's still being taught everywhere. The idea that you cold message. What is a cold message? That's messaging somebody out of the blue an offer, something about your business out of the blue. You haven't talked to them in years. Boom. Great. Check this out. Check out this opportunity. Cold calling, purchasing lists, blasting on emails, versus relationship marketing, where we're generating leads by building relationships and getting introduced to people. Now, let's just kind of blast through what these do. Going for no is completely self-centered. You're going to blast through your list. Why? Because you want to make a sale. You want to get a recruit, and they get that. This is why it damages personal relationships and people want to avoid you. It's like, do you guys remember that movie, Groundhog Day? How many of you guys have seen Groundhog Day? I love that movie. Remember Ned Ryerson, the insurance salesman? Like how annoying he was, right? Because it was all about him. Also, going for no, it drains your energy. Who likes to get rejected? Does anyone like that? Brutal, right? It sucks the energy right out of you. It gives this whole industry a bad reputation. Would you guys agree that for a lot of people, our industry has a bad reputation? This is why. They feel like it's a scam. What's a scam? That's when somebody tries to get you to do something you don't want to do. Also, you end up wasting a lot of time on leads that go nowhere. Anybody done that? Let's look at the other side of the coin. With relationship marketing, you save time because you only work with those that'll bring you business. You don't spend a lot of time chasing down people who aren't interested. It's enjoyable. There's no icky feelings. There's no rejection. Okay. No icky feelings, no rejection. Amen. Tell me more. I'm going to, don't worry. And you get to focus on repeat business and long-term relationships. This is how you grow a business for years without getting burned out. This is why so many six-figure earners come and join my boot camps, because they're like, I built a six-figure income, but I can't sustain this. I hate what I'm doing. Teach me a new way. Well, that's what we're going to do. It's also more genuine and caring. Genuine and caring. I have a problem not being genuine and caring. I don't know how else to do it. So that's why you guys are going to get this system. So let's talk about this again. Creating advocates equals generating introductions. This is another big piece of it that we're going to talk about tonight. When you create advocates, people who are excited about what you're doing and they can't help sharing it, they actually introduce people to you, right? So I just want you guys to remember, as you invest in relationships, they are more likely to introduce friends and family to you. The people they introduce will already trust you because their friend does. So you don't have to, these new people, you don't have to start from zero with the relationship. You already start from a place of trust. Take a look at this graphic, you guys. This is something really important for you to get. 85% of new business comes from customer word of mouth. That's not just in our industry. That's in all business, all industry. 85% of new business comes from customer word of mouth. But most network marketers are focused on that other 15%. You need to be focused where the most pie is. Make sense? So who would you rather work with? A cold lead, that's where they're low quality, skeptical, don't trust you. You waste a lot of time on leads that go nowhere, or somebody who's been introduced to you. They already trust you. They're easier to close, way more loyal. You know what's so funny? Actually, my team built that slide for me. I think I would change that second bullet point from they're easier to close to they're easier to help. I know it's the same thing. There's two words to describe the same thing, but I want you guys to understand that that's what it means to close. It means to help, right? It means that they're easier to help. And they're more likely to refer you again, right? They're more likely to refer you again, introduce you to their friends. It keeps growing that way, keeps growing. So let's dive in. What are the 6 components of relationship marketing? I want you guys to get these down. So like, seriously, if you're taking notes, this could be you could have the manual right here. You could have the manual. So make sure you're taking notes on these. The 6 components of relationship marketing. All right. And I'll go through them really quick, and then I'm going to teach on each one. Number 1, trust is everything. Trust is everything. Number 2, you need to get your lists organized and prioritized. Okay, get your lists organized and prioritized. Number 3, start conversations daily. Start conversations daily. Number 4, invite and share appropriately. Invite and share appropriately. Number 5, follow up like a pro. Okay, follow up like a pro. And the 6th component of relationship marketing, always create introductions. Always create introductions. You with me? Okay. Here we go. Component number 1, trust is everything. Trust is everything. I can't see the list right now of people on this call, but I know there's a lot of people on this call who are here for no other reason other than they know me and trust me. They know there's going to be some good value because they've already spent some time with me. And that's what it's going to be like in your business. Trust is everything. It's the root of everything that you're going to do good in your business. Now, I want you guys to understand relationship marketing depends on trust. Everything I'm going to teach you tonight will not work if there's not underlying trust. Okay. Now I'll teach you how to build it. Don't worry. That's what we're going to talk about right now. But trust makes the work fun. Trust makes the work fun. You don't have to convince somebody. You don't have to sell them. If they trust you, even a little bit, you can get right to helping them, right? Also, trust removes the ickiness from the sales process. This is what we've been talking about. You don't have to come across icky. If you build trust, people are like, okay, great. This person's trying to help me. And you get to go for yes. So forget going for no. I don't want you to ever even go there again. If somebody on your team, upline or corporate is like, we're going to do a go for the no challenge, just be like, okay, I'm in. Instead, do what I'm going to teach you tonight and you'll have the best results. I can't even tell you how many people have messaged me with, the winky emoji saying, I just won the go for no challenge. on my team or at my company by doing relationship marketing. So tell them you're in and then do it your way. Okay. So how to build trust. There are 4 essential ingredients to building trust. And here they are. And I'm going to talk about each of these tonight really quickly. But the 4 essential ingredients to building trust are chemistry, character, competence, and consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, and consistency. And all of these work together to build trust. Okay. So let's talk about them. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Bottom line, guys, we talked about this in the beginning. People want to do business with a friend. You need to build rapport. You need to ask questions. Find out what you have in common with them. Connect, right? Find that common ground. It feels like lately we have spent so much time as a society, not just here in the States. I know we've got international people, and I know it's everywhere. We've been so busy looking at how we're different and getting upset with each other over our differences. As business owners, I want you to take the higher ground. Find out what you have in common with these people, because everybody's worthy of your help. True? Absolutely. And you are worthy of their business. Number 2 is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Look, this is really important, guys. Get this. Please get this point. You don't have character. We think of it as something we have. Like, I'm a good person. I have character. You don't have character. Character is something you do. Character is something you do. This is a daily action. It's how it's when we demonstrate to people that we care. That's how they know we have character. Does this make sense? How are you demonstrating character? How are you showing your care for others? It comes down to how you communicate with people, how you take care of your customers, how you follow up on leads, how you serve people out in the world, how you treat people who are serving you out in the world, how you drive your car on the highway. Are you respectful to others? Right? It's everything. How do you post on social media? Is it selfishly or is it to serve your followers? Like, think about this. Are you demonstrating your care constantly? You may have an incredibly loving heart. You may be a good person. You may be honest, but how are you showing that to others? It has to be, character is an active thing. Make sense? So you need to be showing your character. Remember, people are going to do business with you, not with your company. They want to know your character, and they have a lot of people to choose from to buy those products from. Number 3 is competence. Okay, competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. I need to know, first and foremost, can you help me? And if you don't know your products inside and out, if you don't know how that compensation plan works, if you don't know how people with problems like mine have been helped in the past, how can I trust you to buy these products from you? I need to know, can you help me? Now, part of competence is actually listening and finding out what they need help with, right? Not trying to cram products down their throat. Find out what they need help with. But once I understand that you're good at what you do and that you're competent, then I want to be your customer, right? The second piece of this is, are you a good business person? Why should I join your team? Like tonight, we're talking about building your team. Why should I join your team? Do I believe that you can mentor me to be successful in this business? This is huge, especially with our friends and family. They've seen us with our pants on backwards, right? Now they're supposed to believe we're really competent, amazing business people. You need to be sharing your journey of competence. Guys, from day one, some of you might be on this Zoom tonight. You might be brand new. Great. You need to let people know that you're learning. I just spent a training. Like you're learning right now. Let people know that you're investing in yourself, learning. Tell them something you learned. That first little bonus check you get, let them know that you earned that so they can see that you are becoming something new, a business person. And when you're new, I don't want you to pretend to be something you're not. Please don't fake it. We don't want to do anything fake. Remember, it's all about trust. That's what we're talking about right now. But you can lean into your team. You can tell stories of your upline, how amazing they are, how competent they are. Tell people who you've aligned with, who you're connected to, and what you're learning from them. If you don't have stories of your own yet, share the stories of your team members. Share the stories of your friends. Does this make sense? Share the competence so that if I would know if I was your prospect, if I join you, I get to join them too. Make sense? Number 4, oh, there's a principle on this real quick before I jump to number 4. Behind all these 3, chemistry, character, competence, is this. When someone is going to do business with you, they only care about 3 things, you guys. Do you care about me? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Write those down. Now, real quick on this, I wish I had a whole hour just to talk about this principle, but I want you guys to get this piece. If somebody feels the answer is yes to all three of these, you have an advocate. You have somebody who will go out of their way to build your business for you because they love you and they love what you're doing. If they're not sure the answer to one or multiple of these, they will raise objections. Okay, they'll raise objections. And that's okay too, because objections are somebody's way of saying, I'm not there yet, but help me get there, right? So they'll raise objections and you guys get those in your business. You handle those with love and compassion and heart and help people over their objections so you can get to the helping part. If somebody knows the answer is no to one or more of these, they will never do business with you, ever. They will never do business with you. And they're likely to warn others away from doing business with you too, right? And all you guys have to do is search your own hearts and how you felt about certain businesses and brands to know this is true. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Now, it's okay if people are raising objections. That means you have more relationship building to do over time. Does this make sense? But the goal, as you build relationships through the system I'm going to teach you tonight, the goal is so that everybody knows this, that they can trust you, that you care about them, and that you are like awesome at what you do. Make sense? Okay, let's talk about number 4. The number 4 ingredient for building trust is consistency. Being consistent is the most effective way to build trust. Thank you, Eric, for teaching me the obvious. I used to have a coworker who called me Captain Obvious all the time. So I apologize for being Captain Obvious. Being consistent is the most effective way to build trust. Some of you are here tonight because you struggle with it and you're hoping I'm going to help you. And I am. I'm going to give you guys a solution to help you be consistent here. Don't worry. But I want you guys to know it's not enough to say, trust me. It's people, if you want people to trust you, they need to watch you. They need to see you being consistent. And it's, we talk about being consistent, being consistent, product to the product. How many of you guys are a consistent product for your product? Hopefully everybody. How many of you guys are on social media consistently sharing? People know about your story. They're learning about what you're doing. I mean, these are important. We got to be on social media. We've got to be good products of our product. But you can see on the screen right now the real question. Are you consistently in touch with your relationships? Are you consistently in touch with your relationships? Now, when we started this call, about half of you said you were using Teamzy. So I would hope that half of you would say, yes, Eric, thanks to Teamzy, I am. But if not, stay tuned because we can all work on this. We can all work on this, right? People won't believe you till they see you, you guys. What do I mean by this? When you jump in to this business, we have social media, right? What an incredible gift to our business social media is. I remember years ago when I started my little side hustle, I went on social media. I was like, guys, I found this great thing. It's the best thing since sliced bread. Oh my gosh, join me. Who wants in? And people would just say, I'm in. And it was so great. And I was like, wow, I got like 4 customers. This is great. I'm on fire. But what about the other 4,000 people that didn't respond to that? Have you guys noticed that as you're posting on social, you get engagement? Even those of you with great engagement, it's still like a 1-digit percentage of your total followers. Have you guys noticed that? That's because people are watching, but they don't believe you. What do I mean by that? It means when you say, join me, come with me, message me, comment, they don't believe you're talking to them. You're talking to somebody else and they're eavesdropping on the conversation. Because until you reach out personally and let them know, no, I'm talking to you. They think they're watching a TV show. Does it make sense? You need to connect with people personally. You want them to know that you're actually talking to them. You need to connect with them personally. Relationship building is a contact sport. You got to be in personal contact with people. I know your time is scarce. Some of you are like, who has time for that? Don't worry, I'm going to show you. That's what this system is all about tonight. Understand this principle. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Now, bear with me really quick on this because this principle is mega important. It's mega important. In fact, I'm going to stop my share for a second so you guys can actually see me talking for a second. Hold on a second. Just think about this. And some of you have heard me give this example before, and you probably just need to hear it again. How many of you have ever received a card or a letter from somebody that you love that had a handwritten message in it, right? And when you read it, it was like, oh my gosh, right to my heart. Have you guys ever received a card or letter like that? Now, hopefully everybody. The next question I have is, you probably thought of a specific one when I asked you the question. Do you still have it? Did you keep it? Do you guys have a special stash somewhere of special cards and letters that you've saved over the years that you just can't part with? We all have. And we identified before, we got people from all over. We've got people on this call from Singapore, Australia, Europe, Canada, US, everywhere. Doesn't matter. We all do this. We all save these. We all save these cards and letters. It's amazing. Why? Why is it so valuable? Why is it so important to us that we save them? Now, I always make fun of this, but I just want to show you this example. This is a happy birthday postcard. You guys ever receive one of these? This one's from my life insurance salesperson. It's he sends me a little birthday postcard every year. Is it nice to get this? It's nice, right? Does this get saved in the special place, right? Is this going to be passed down with the family Bible as a bookmark? Probably not. In fact, most of the time when you get something like this, you look at it and toss it in the trash, right? What's the difference? So getting back to that concept, that principle that I just taught you, which is investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen a relationship. This requires no investment of time, and it's not personal. It's bulk. So we put zero value on this. This violates both halves of the principle. We do not value this because it required no investment of time and it's not personal. And I want you guys to understand the secret to building relationships is to invest time and make it personal. Does it make sense? So any sort of marketing system that promises you ease, but takes away one or both of those things is not going to be that it's not going to work that well. Right? This whole idea of automated marketing, it's so seductive. But automated marketing to the receiver looks like this. Not personal, took no investment of time. It's not really that valuable. But I'm here to tell you guys, I'm going to teach you how to do this in a second. Investing 3 seconds, 5 seconds to personally message somebody, it makes their day. Huge difference. Did this make my day? It was nice. Didn't make my day though. Are you with me? So get that principle, you guys. Get that principle down. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Got it? Forget all the automated marketing stuff. It's not going to be effective. Okay, let's talk about component. So component 1 was trust is everything. Component 2, it's time to get your lists organized and prioritized. The number one thing people send me when I survey, what do I need help with? It's like getting organized. Okay, great. That's what we're here for. Here's the truth. You cannot be productive when you feel disorganized and scattered. You cannot be productive when you feel disorganized and scattered. True? So I want to encourage you, no more random pads of paper, notebooks, complicated spreadsheets. Forget all that stuff. It's overwhelming. Okay? We want to get one list with all your contacts, one place. Okay, one list. Have a system that leverages your time so you can become a power hour boss, right? You want a system to work this list that will leverage your time. Of course, I'm going to share my favorite system here as we go. And you must use a CRM. You must use a CRM. If you don't know what what CRM means, it's a type of software. The letters stand for Contact Relationship Manager. It's a software that helps you manage your relationships. And of course, Teamzy is the best one. But if you don't use Teamzy, fine, but you got to use a CRM. Not using a CRM is like, not believing in automobiles. You can get places walking. You can. But if you need to get from LA to New York and you're going to walk, fine. That's what your business is like without using CRM. Okay. So I just want you guys to get that. So how do we prioritize relationships? You want to get all your relationships organized in a CRM. Of course, we'll talk about Teamzy at the end, but Teamzy, if you're not using Teamzy, you need to check it out. We want to get our relationships prioritized. Why? Because you cannot prioritize time until you've prioritized your relationships. You only have so many hours in the day. You only have so many contacts you can connect with. If you don't prioritize your relationships, there's no way to prioritize time. Does this make sense? And who's going to suffer the most are the people you love the most. Here's what I want you guys to understand is that 80% of your results comes from 20% of your relationships. 80% of your results will come from 20% of your relationships. So should you spend more time on that 20% or less time on that 20%? Think about this logically. I'll tell you the logical answer. Here comes Captain Obvious again. You should connect more often with your best people. You should connect more often with your best people. Who are your best people? These are the people who trust you the most. People always ask me, how do I, what criteria do I use? The criteria I would use is who trusts you the most. Those are your best people. Okay. All right. So I'm going to teach you my system. It's super simple, you guys. I use a 5-star rating system. It's so simple. This is just, look, I ordered pizza for my family last night, found a 5-star pizza place. Isn't this how we do it? 5 stars. These are our top people. I'm going to connect with them every 30 days. So when I'm looking at my list of relationships, anyone I give 5 stars, I'm going to talk to every 30 days. And this would be the people who trust you the most, the people most likely to become a customer and join your team. 4-star people, I'm going to connect with every 60 days. So they're on a different frequency. Make sense? So people that I don't feel quite as close to every 60 days. And that's somebody that I would say is likely to join the team or become a customer with a little bit of nurturing. Like there's some trust there, right? There's some relationship there. 3-star people, this is somebody that could kind of go either way, which is the majority of the people, let's be honest. And I would reach out to them every 90 days. Okay. I would reach out to them every 90 days. So probably 80 to 90% of your list will be in the 3-star category list, right? And then you'll have a chunk that top 20% will be in the 5 and 4-star category. Okay. And then I've also got a 2-star. These would be every 120 days. These are pretty cold relationships, casual acquaintances, maybe, that you want to warm up over time. The beautiful thing about casual acquaintances are sometimes there's diamonds in there and you just don't know it, which is why we want to stay in touch with everybody, right? And social media is an incredible tool because people who are in the 2-star category sometimes feel like you're in their 5-star category because they love you on social media. And so when you reach out to them, you feel like you're it's a shot in the dark. I'm just going to reach out to this person. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's great to hear from you. You're like, wow, because of your social media presence, they feel they know you, right? So we want to stay in touch with everybody, but we want to focus more time on the best people. And then I use the 1-star rating for people I don't want to really market to. Like they're people I know, but they're not somebody I'm interested in really talking to about the business. Does it make sense? Or maybe they were somebody who gave me a hard rejection. They were just like, don't talk to me about it. All right, fine. Okay. Now I keep them because sometimes people change their mind and they reach out. So it's all good. But what you need is an easy and reliable system to keep this list prioritized. And of course, we built this into Teamzy. So that's my favorite tool. We'll talk about it later. But whether or not you use Teamzy, this 5-star system works great. Okay. Component number 3 for relationship marketing. Now that you've got your lists organized and prioritized, you want to start conversations daily. Okay. And one of my mentors and business partners, Mike Lopez, always says, a business owner's job is to create conversations daily. And that's it. Simple. Create conversations. But as we're talking about creating conversations, I just want to highlight this point. Cold invites don't start conversations. Cold invites end conversations. That's hi, I haven't talked to you since high school. Will you take a look at this link and tell me what you think? Maybe buy something, right? And it often ends friendships because people are like, really? After all these years, that's what you're coming at me with, right? So people feel betrayed by it. So I want you guys to know, forget the cold invites. You're not in the cold invite club tonight. We're not going to talk about that. And just to remind you guys, this whole go for no cold invite approach, just really quick on this again. In my opinion, it's completely self-centered. It damages your personal relationships and it gives the industry a bad reputation. Okay. And we saw this slide earlier, again, just highlighting the differences between relationships marketing, reaching out to people with heart as opposed for going for a sale. It's a huge difference. Okay. Let's just jump right back into this. Instead of cold inviting, we're going to reach out to make somebody's day. And I want you guys to get into the make someone's day mindset. The goal when we reach out to somebody is to make their day. That's simple. That's simple. One of my good friends and clients who is on this webinar tonight, Barbara, calls them MSDs. I love that. MSDs, make someone's days. MSDs sounds like something you're, tripping on. You don't need to trip on this, but just get into the make someone's day mindset. When we're reaching out, that's our goal, not to sell, not to cold invite, not to be cheesy, but to make someone's day. So once you get into that mindset, here's what I want you to do. Set a daily goal for prospects, customers, and distributors. That's your team, whatever you call them. Prospects, customers, and your team, and hit it consistently. For example, maybe your goal is to message 10 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors each day, right? And you're sending them just a message to make their day. That's it, okay? Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. Don't overthink the message. In fact, I'm going to give you guys a little tip. Just start with a simple message. Just start with a simple message, something like this. Hi, Jay, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Hope your day is awesome. Something simple, okay? I know we've got people from the UK on this call, and people from the UK always say, we don't say awesome like you Americans do. So fine, then change the word to great. Hope you have a great day. Okay, don't overthink. Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis, but use a simple message as an icebreaker. A message like this will get a high response rate. And guess what you've done? You've started a conversation. So we're gonna start conversations with prospects. That's gonna help us uncover true interest. We're also going to start conversations with our customers. And I want to talk to you real quick about this because people miss out on staying in touch with customers. They don't understand the importance. So let me just bang through this real quick. There's 3 quick reasons to stay in consistent contact with customers. One, they're going to think of you as the expert in your area, which is very important, that they think of you as an expert in the area. When you're in regular contact with them, they will buy more product and stay longer on recurring orders. They'll retain longer and buy more product. This is a statistical fact industry-wide. If you're in regular contact with your customers, they'll order more product, they'll stay longer, okay? And 3, they will bring new people to your business. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. I think it's in section 5 or 6 of the training tonight. Okay. Oh, part 6, there we go. See, look, I put everything in here, great. Connecting with customers and distributors on your team is equally as important as connecting with new prospects. I just want you guys to understand why it's so important. Before I jump to number 4, let me just highlight one thing about why you need to talk to your team consistently, not just prospects and customers. Because the turnover rate in our industry is so high, the number one way to impact retention of people on your team is building personal relationships. Okay? And that's why you need to be in regular contact. You need to have a reminder to text somebody, to message them, to tell them that you love them, that you're thinking of them, or that you're proud of them. Does this make sense? Or you just want to make their day? Okay, so we're setting targets daily for how many people we're going to make their day. Component number 4, share when appropriate. This is so important, you guys. What we're taught is just share with everybody. Make a list of 100 people, share with all of them. One of them will buy and you've won. No, getting rejected 99 times is not a win where I come from. So what we want to do instead is share when appropriate. Share when appropriate. So ask questions. You've started the conversation. Now ask questions. And what we want to do while we're asking, why do we ask questions? So we can identify wants and needs first. Identify wants and needs. What do they need help with? Right? And once we've discovered what they need help with, then we can invite them into a solution for their problems. Can you imagine if you guys called the doctor's office and said, I'm not feeling well? And the nurse said, I tell you what I'll do. Here's a link to our website. And on the website, you'll see all the pharmaceuticals that we sell in our office. Take a look at them and read through and decide, let me know if there's anything you'd like to order. There's no way they would do that, right? What does the nurse do? The nurse asks questions, finds out what's going on so that they can give information to the doctor, who will ask more questions, and then they'll invite you into a solution. Now, here's the thing. Because of the trust, we almost always buy what the doctor recommends, don't we? They give you a solution. Here's the solution. Here's how much, here's the solution. We're going to bill you for it. And you just do it. And as you build your business on trust, that's what's going to happen in your business. Now, I have a feeling you'll be doing much better products maybe than the pharmaceuticals the doctor get, but you get the example. You wouldn't just send them that. You want to invite them into a solution for their problems. Okay? Does it make sense? That's how you get to a share. You do it when it's appropriate. Have a conversation, find out their wants and needs, then invite them into a solution. That's how we share. Now, just to clarify, people are like, what's a share, Eric? I define a share very simply. When you share a product solution for somebody, that's a share. When you share your business opportunity with somebody, that's a share. Nothing else counts. Everything else is a lead up to the share. But I sent her a video. That's not a share. You sent her a video. The share is the conversation about the video. Does this make sense? If you guys if you guys water down your expectations of yourself for sharing with others as like, I sent a resource or I did this or I sent somebody a link, you're going to be really disappointed with your results. Does this make sense? Your goal is to get to a conversation where you can really help somebody. And so I recommend you set a daily goal for shares of three times a day. Now, that's a pretty high goal at first. If you guys are watching this system and you haven't even started making people's day on a regular basis, you're not going to get to 3 shares for a few weeks. Okay, because those relationships, those conversations need to kind of build up steam over time. But if you get consistent doing what I'm teaching you tonight, you should be able to get to this number of 3 a day, right? It may take you a while to ramp up. And then what I want you to do is really think about this, because if you can keep the momentum of starting conversations to the point where you're going to get to 3 shares a day with the conversations you're having, you're going to have ridiculous growth in your business. Okay. So when you do get to the point where you share with somebody a solution for their problem, whether it be the business or product solution, you now need to put that person on a follow-up list. The follow-up list is your pipeline of people who are interested. Okay. You get them on that follow-up list. If they're not ready for a share, that conversation fizzled out or didn't get there, you just put them, you connect with them again on a later date based on the star rating system I just taught you guys. Right. So if they're a 4-star, for example, it's like, that's okay. That relationship, that conversation didn't get there, but I'll reach out again in 60 days. Make sense? Make sure that you are tracking shares and follow-ups. You need to be tracking them. If you're not tracking them, they're going to fall through the cracks. Oh my gosh, what a waste of energy. Not only is it a waste of energy, as I'm going to teach you guys in a little bit, it's a lack of care. It's a lack of care. I have a 4-year-old daughter. She's amazing. And I tell her sometimes, I know you didn't, she says it was an accident. I said, I know you didn't do it on purpose. But when you're careless, it's almost as bad as doing it on purpose, right? And so it's the same thing with this. We can't be careless with our relationships. So make sure you're tracking. All right. So here's an example of a typical day in this system. And this level of activity, which I think anybody could do in less than an hour a day, should get you to about $150,000 a year income. Okay. And that's reaching out to connecting with 10 prospects a day, 6 customers, and 4 team members. And again, by connecting, I mean reaching out to make their day. That's all I mean. Sending them a message to make their day. Not a bulk message. Remember, personal message. Okay. So it might take you 30 minutes to send those messages, especially if you're using a simple icebreaker script like I showed you guys. And then your goal is to share 3 times. So 3 out of those 20 conversations, you're hoping 3 opportunities to share will be generated. And then those people are going on your follow-up list. So in a perfect world, you would be reaching out to 100 people over the course of a 5-day week, and you'd have 15 people on the follow-ups list at the end of the week. Make sense? Okay. So kind of get that idea. That's what a daily kind of your activity is going to look like. Let's talk about number 4, how to follow up like a pro, because we put 15 people on the follow-ups list. Now what do we do? What do we do with those 15 people? This is an important piece of it. Did you guys know that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up? 80%. And this is where what I could see, if I could see your faces, when I'm like on a Zoom and I can see everybody's faces, I see people like go, oh, crap, I don't want to have to do that. Most people follow up 3 or 4 times. They feel like they're amazing at following up. But here's what happens when you follow up 3 or 4 times, and some of you guys can testify to this. A lot of times people haven't responded at all. Have you noticed that? It's like, what happened? They were so interested. They were so excited. They were so enthusiastic. And here now I followed up 4 times and they've never responded to 1. What am I doing wrong, or what's wrong with them? And here's what I want you guys to know. 80% of sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. You need to be prepared to follow up more than you are. Now, look, I know that you guys, a lot of you are probably like, man, I thought this training was different. I thought I didn't have to be annoying with this system. I thought I didn't have to be pestering people. So let me just ask you a couple questions. Do you believe in your product? And look, you guys, I can't see you, but you can raise your hand. There's a little button. You can raise your hand. How many of you guys believe in your product? Like really believe in your product? Like, oh my gosh. And what's really amazing right now is I can't even see my slides anymore. You guys, so many of you guys just raised your hands that I can't even see my slide. So you're my tribe. Okay, great. Pull your hands down. I'll ask you the next one. Do you believe in your business opportunity? Do you believe your business opportunity is a life-changing opportunity? How many of you guys, raise your hands if that's true about you? Do you believe in it? Are you truly here to help people? Let me see your hands if you're passionate about what you're doing. This is important because if it's true, if you believe in your product, in other words, like you wouldn't go a day without it, right? And you believe in this opportunity and you really want to help people, I want to change your mindset on following up. Shift it, shift that mindset. Following up is an act of love. It's not something we do that's annoying. It's not something we do that's icky. It's an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Because the truth is, you told me you believe in your product, you believe it's life-changing, you believe your business opportunity is life-changing, but I have to tell you, if they don't make that purchase, it's not going to change their life, is it? The only thing that you have available to you that can really change a life is your ability to follow up. This is how you love on people. If your mission is to love people and help them, following up is how you do it. That is how you do it. This is how you help them get there. Does this make sense? So let me teach you guys really quick how to follow up without being annoying, okay? Because I know this is an issue and I'm telling you to follow up 10 times. I'm telling you it's an act of love. So how do you do it without being annoying? Let me just kind of take you through this. There's 2 principles real quick on this. Number 1, never ask them to do anything in the follow-up. Never ask them to do anything. Don't tell them, you have to respond. Please message me, call me, text me, RSVP for my event, whatever. Why aren't you responding? Why are you ghosting me? Whatever. Don't do any of that stuff. Don't ask them anything. Just assume you're going to keep following up so they don't have to respond. Okay? That will prevent you from being annoying. The second piece is keep your follow-up short, sweet, and written so they can read it without opening the message, because most of the time they're not going to open the message. They're just going to look at it on their phone without opening it. Now think about this. Why wouldn't they open it? Of course they're not going to open it because you always message them at the wrong time. It's not your fault, guys. This is just the way our lives are. We're busy all the time. The message comes in, whatever's happening. The dog's thrown up on the baby, they're cooking dinner, they're driving their car. I don't know. For whatever reason, they're not going to respond right now. They don't want to open the message and look like a jerk for not responding. So what they're going to do is they're going to just look at it. But we have a compulsive need to see it, don't we? We have to see who it's from and what it says. So keep it short enough they can read the whole thing. Why? Because now they don't feel obligated to do anything that's going to make them feel like they're being put out, but they got the message. And that's your goal, is for them to get the message, to know that you care, to know that you haven't given up on them, to know that you're keeping the promise that you made to help them, to know that you love them. This will keep you top of mind, you guys. This will keep you top of mind, and it will help them get to the point where they do respond. Okay? What you will find is they won't even respond in most cases to even the first 5 follow-ups. Nothing. But Eric, they're ghosting me. What do you... Listen, can I even tell you? Someone will ask me this tonight in the Q&A. Someone always asks me, what do you do when someone's ghosting you? They're not ghosting you. They have not responded yet. There's a difference. Does this make sense? They will thank you. They will thank you after maybe the 6th or 7th. It's not an exact science, guys, but they will thank you. Thank you so much for staying in touch. I really appreciate it. I'm so sorry I didn't respond. They'll tell you, and they'll tell you why, all the excuses they made up, why they didn't respond. That's okay. You've gotten them to the point where they responded. You showed them your care, that you're consistent, that you care, that you love them, and now you can have that conversation again. So I recommend you keep those people on your follow-up list until they convert or say no, right? In which case you just put them back in your flow and you stay in touch with them. Make sense? Okay. You need a system that will make sure none of those follow-ups ever fall through the cracks. Okay. Obviously I've got it right here. It's Teamzy, but that's not the point. You guys know it's there, so you can check that out. Component number 6. We're almost to the Q&A. Don't worry, guys. We're almost there. We're almost to the finish line, but this part is huge. How to create introductions. Other people call it getting referrals. No, we're not going to talk about getting referrals. I'm going to teach you how to create introductions, at least the basics of it tonight. This is how you grow a business exponentially and make it joy-filled at the same time. Okay. How many of you guys would have signed up for the class if it was how to grow your business exponentially and make it joy-filled at the same time? This is going to be the key piece of that. Now, the funny thing is my marketing team would kill me for a title like that, even though That's the way I'd like to title my stuff, right? My book, Power Hour Boss, I wanted to call it How to Build a Joy-Filled Business. They're like, nobody wants a joy-filled business. I'm like, I feel like everybody does, but that's okay. Creating introductions is the way to do it. Remember this slide, 85% of new business comes from customer word of mouth, right? I hate the term word of mouth, by the way, because it's so passive. It's like waiting around for someone to talk about you. No, I'm going to teach you guys how to generate it. Okay. I love this one though. 82% of Americans say they seek recommendations from friends and family when considering a purchase. Now, I know we've got international people here. I guarantee you this is not an American thing. People want to be recommended by friends and family when they consider a purchase. This means that the best source for new business for you are the customers you already have, because they're more likely to introduce you. Does this make sense? There's two groups of people who will introduce new customers to you. There's two groups of people. One are your advocates. Now, we talked a little bit about advocate building in the beginning, but remember, an advocate is somebody who's so excited about what you're doing that they feel compelled to tell other people about it. Your advocates may not be customers. They may not be customers. You may represent a product that they don't need that solution in their life, but they'll still tell other people about it who need that. Does this make sense? And then the other group is your customers. These are the people who will introduce new people to you. Now, I could say number 3, your team, because a lot of times you've got team members who aren't really builders, and they'll introduce people to you too. Okay. And then you build their team out for them. But your advocates and your customers are the main groups of people who will introduce you. And look, here's just an example of how to plant seeds. When you're having these conversations that we're talking about, where you're starting the conversation and having a conversation, looking for wants and needs, you just plant a seed with something like this. Hey, could you do me a favor? If you come across anyone you care about that might need help with, what is it you help them with? Is it weight loss? Is it health? Is it vitality? Is it makeup? Is it hair? Whatever it is, you fill it in that parentheses. Would you connect them with me so I could send them some information? Something simple like that, you guys. Put it in your own words, but you just start planting the seeds. Hey, yeah, could you do me a favor? Planting seeds, get used to that. Remember, the goal is not to get referred, it's to get introduced. So always use those words. Could you connect them with me? Could you introduce them to me? You want to get introduced. Getting referred is like waiting for a miracle. Oh yeah, I'll tell them about you. You will? And you wonder, who did they tell and when did they tell? As opposed to getting them to introduce you right then and there on a group chat or something so that you can capture that person and start building a relationship with them. Remember, the hottest source of a new lead is your current customer. The hottest source of a new lead is your current customer. I'm telling you right now, you could go spend 12 hours a day on Instagram. It's not as good as talking to your customers. You've got 2 customers, you're brand new, great, talk to those 2 people. I want you guys to think about this. Your current customers are already using your products and they love them. They already trust you. And they're already talking about your products to their friends and family. This is what people do when they love something. They talk about it. Remember that statistic, 82% of people look to their friends and family for a recommendation on making a purchase. That means your customers already have people who are ready to buy right now. Right now, they're out there. They're out there. You need to get introduced to them. So here's a quick example on how to do it, just really quick. I know you've been really enjoying whatever your products are, fill it in. I know you've been really enjoying it. Can you think of anyone you care about that might be interested in learning more about it? Okay, great. Usually they'll say, oh, well, maybe I just talked to my cousin Sally. Great. Would you mind quickly introducing them to me so I can get them some information? Okay. Would you mind quickly introducing them to me so I can get some information? Take a screenshot of that before I move forward. Okay, guys, so you have it. All right, you got that? Could you quickly introduce me? Simple. It's really that easy. Okay, let me give you guys some action steps on this last piece on how to generate introductions real quick. This is just on this section 6, how to generate introductions. 1, stay in consistent contact with your advocates and customers and always plant seeds. So we've already talked about staying in touch with them, but always plant the seeds with them, okay? And ask them to introduce you. Ask them to introduce you. And then you follow up like a pro, like I taught you. When they introduce you to people, you follow up like crazy. Okay? You guys got that? So let's review the system real quick. Relationship marketing system, leading with love, really quick. Make sure that you have an organized and prioritized list in a CRM, preferably Teamzy. Make sure you set daily targets for connecting with prospects, customers, and team members, building and deepening relationships. Okay? Share where appropriate. Share where appropriate. Follow up on shares like a pro. Follow up on your shares like a pro. Get introductions, not referrals. Get introductions, not referrals. And track it all so that nobody falls through the cracks. Okay, track it all so nobody falls through the cracks. Now, remember, guys, if you've got questions, put them in the Q&A because I am going to do a Q&A in a minute. I'm just still doing the review here. And this is what a typical day, typical power hour might look like. Doing 10 connects to your prospects, 6 connects to your customers, 4 connects to your team members, right? So that's like 30 minutes. And then you might have 15 to 20 follow-ups after you've been doing this a while. So that'll be the other 30 minutes of your power hour. All right. The goal is that out of those 20 new conversations you start every day, that over time, that 20 a day will generate 3 shares. So this is kind of your typical power hour of lead generation time for your business. You guys got it? Okay. And the truth is those connect numbers could be much lower than this for you to still to build a huge business. The key is in the consistency. So let's talk about relationship marketing and your team. I want you guys to understand when you lead with heart, your team will follow. When you lead with heart, your team will follow. I'm telling you right now, 95% of people in this business are hungry for this system. They don't want to do the go for no crap. Okay. You're going to attract trustworthy, caring people to your team. How many of you guys want trustworthy, caring people on your team? Yeah. We all think that we want a go-getter, somebody who eats fire for breakfast is going to build a huge leg. And then we're embarrassed by them when they join our team. We want people who have heart. Never ask your team to do something again that you don't believe in yourself. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. We don't have to do that anymore. Okay. So now, just real quick, let's talk about the past hour. And I know I tried to cover as much ground as I could. Hopefully it was really helpful for so far. Would you guys agree this is time well spent? Okay, good. Thank you for raising your hands. I'm like, please, somebody raise their hand. Great. I hope it brought a ton of value for you guys. I really do. And as you can imagine, I couldn't cover everything that you need in a 1-hour webinar, obviously. Though I tried to squeeze as much in as I could. Even if we out all day, I couldn't teach you everything that is on my heart to teach you guys. So I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to learn a little bit about our bootcamp group. Here's a testimonial from Suzanne, who's actually taken my bootcamp a bunch of times. Now we've become great friends. She says, Eric Johnson, you and your company are spot on. I cannot thank you enough. 3 years, a 6-figure earner, and a team of over 3,000 now. By the way, she's more than tripled that since we met. And still was struggling with crazy written lists, a tried and failed index card system, and no Excel skills. Seriously, Teamzy has been the answer I've needed. Hallelujah. I could sing your praises all day. Our personal business is our #1 priority, and you have helped me to finally have a productive power hour. Thank you. So let's talk about your options here coming at the end of this call. Number 1, you could follow the old school approach of cold inviting, going for no, risking rejections, damaged relationships, and burnout. Probably none of you guys want that one. Number 2, you could go it alone, which is what I did. Spend hundreds of hours trying to create your own systems to apply what I've taught you today. And you could do that because I gave you the whole system of what you need to do. Or number 3, learn a proven system and leverage ready-made tools for creating a steady stream of new customers and recruits, and learn from somebody who's not only done it, but mastered it, and do it without feeling like an icky salesperson or being rejected. So what I'm offering you guys tonight is an opportunity to join our 6-week bootcamp, which is a complete video tutorial program with the Teamzy CRM, right? That's going to help you generate leads and get more customers. Some of you guys have taken our bootcamp in the past. It was a 12-week program. We've streamlined it now. We've streamlined it and condensed it to 6 weeks because we found that's where the attention span really is. So we figured out how to deliver this in a more compact way. But I just want you guys to understand kind of what is involved with our bootcamp. It's a 6-week step-by-step action plan to learn how to keep your sales consistent by always having leads coming through your funnel. Build relationships by staying connected and knowing what to say and when to say it. Follow up without being annoying and overcome objections along the way. Build your team into a powerhouse, even if you don't have a lot of time. Now, this program, even though it's 6 weeks, it includes 20 training videos with clear action plans and workbooks. Okay. And we just totally revamped this for 2021. I'll talk a little bit more about this. Here's a testimonial from Debbie. She says, I've taken a ton of training to rise above the pack and fight for the tippy top of my company. And I will hands down tell you, this is some of the best drilling and training that I've received. I am so grateful to have committed at such a time as this. I didn't get started at the official starting point, and I was deflated about that. and I had a hard time getting motivated. But 3 days in and I'm hooked, and I have plans of developing being a habit that is going to help me be a world changer with these practices. The structure is so helpful, and I am so thankful. I love this testimony. You know, it's so funny, this testimonial being embedded in my presentation. Debbie and I have also become good friends, and she's taken the boot camp at least 4 times over the past couple of years. And it's been really an honor to work with somebody at the very top of the comp plan, relearning how to connect with people, relearning how to build a relationships-based business after really kind of doing the go for no thing for a few years and getting burnt out with it. Here are some of the courses that are going to be in boot camp. Guys, look, those of you guys who know me, maybe you're just watching this, like this part of the presentation is uncomfortable to me because I'm really not here to hard sell you guys, but I know so many of you are interested in this and need this. So I just want to kind of tell you what's in it, right? Does it make sense? So here are some of the courses that are in the boot camp program. How to follow up like a pro without being annoying. We're going to go way deeper into the concepts that I taught you tonight. How to leverage your social media to build trust. How to get your current customers to bring you more. Again, we're going to go deep into how to get those people to introduce you. How to move a great conversation to a share. How many of you guys struggle with that part? How to move a great conversation to a share. How to meet new people and add them to your team. How to identify future leaders on your team. This is important, right? This is important because spending time with team is like spending time with other relationships. You need to figure out who deserves the most time. Here's one that is, this is one I probably should have led with because everybody wants to know this one. How to share your business with someone. How to actually share the business opportunity with somebody. Uncovering your why, managing your priorities within time. We've added a whole segment on time management because people have struggled with that. Overcoming objections with heart. We're going to teach you our system. Adopting the true heart of sales. This is a new course for 2021. So important. You know, I mentioned in the beginning that people don't want to be sold to, especially now. They want people that can be a trusted advisor to help them make good decisions, help them solve their problems. And we're going to teach you guys the true heart of sales in this bootcamp. And then of course we've added how to promote a new product launch. This is something that's so easy to blow up your business in a good way when you have a product launch. And I see everybody following those old school tactics. Those old school, even our Teamzy people who do things the right way, all of a sudden they get a product launch and they burn up a bunch of relationships following old school tech. We'll teach you how to do it in the relationship way. So there's some of the courses. Obviously, to do the Teamzy bootcamp, you need to be using the CRM, the Teamzy CRM with a special power hour built in. Now, look, if you're not using Teamzy CRM, guys, at the very least tonight, you need to go to teamzy.com and start a free trial of Teamzy CRM, right? There's a free trial. You can get in there and try it. Even if you sign up for bootcamp, you're still going to get 30 days free of the CRM because that's just the way it goes. But Teamzy CRM is not like other CRMs. It's specifically designed to make this easy, and it's built around the power hour concept. So everything that I taught you in tonight's training, how to organize your lists, how to sort them by priority and stars, how to create the lists of prospects, customers, and team members, all of that's automatically done in the Teamzy CRM for you. You just turn it on and go every day. Not only that, I'll talk a little bit more about it, but in the CRM, you'll be able to find every contact, every customer, every conversation you've ever had logged there. It's designed to help you crush your power hour without thinking or planning. You'll be able to view and track all of your leads. You'll be able to get your team motivated. There's a whole team section in here where team members using Teamzy can connect to a report. You can see what they're doing. They can share their stats with you. It's pretty cool. You'll be able to track your performance, become a true business owner, right? Tracking your performance as you go. So the Teamzy CRM is the key component. It's kind of the workhorse that we're going to use throughout the bootcamp. As we train you and teach you how to interact and build relationships and use the system, you're going to implement it through the Teamzy CRM. Okay. One of the things that we've built into this is a scripts library. I gave you guys a couple little examples of scripts tonight in the training. We've got more than 100 scripts in our scripts library built into Teamzy for you. They're designed for Facebook Messenger, text, any type of touch point that you might be using to reach out and connect with people. This is a collection of conversation starters for staying in touch, follow-ups, reconnecting. These aren't cheesy sales scripts. I promise you guys, that's not how we do it. Okay, just going to help you build relationships. You can also create your own scripts and save them for later, which is pretty cool too. So if you've got scripts that you like, you can put them in there so they're at your fingertips. Also in bootcamp, this is something that we've really put a focus on this year. We're going to be doing goal setting on steroids. How many of you guys want to set big goals for 2021, but not just big goals, like stuff that you can do? Like have you guys ever struggled with setting goals? Like how do you do it? So this bootcamp, we're going to, especially this first quarter, we're going to do it every quarter that we do bootcamp, but especially this first quarter, we're going to do goal setting on steroids. We're going to teach you the strategy to uncover your why. so you stay consistent. We're going to help you visualize your BHAGs. Do you guys know what BHAGs are? Those are big, hairy, audacious goals. Those are goals so big, you're embarrassed to say them out loud, right? You're embarrassed to say them out loud. We're going to teach you also how to create SMART goals. The SMART goals are the ones that we're going to achieve in 2021. So you're going to set those huge goals so you can start your mind, your subconscious working on them. And then we're going to hit SMART goals. We're going to set goals for 2021 that we're going to hit. We're going to help you hit. We're also going to help you create your personal business standard, which is going to be your daily goals, So goal setting on steroids in this program. This is a huge piece of boot camp. Also, part of it is monthly live coaching calls. So we're going to do, you're going to have 2 live Zoom coaching calls with my mentor, Mike Lopez, and myself. Mike and I have been working together as consultants and business coaches for 20 years, the 2 of us. Oh my gosh. So that makes us 40 years combined experience. So you're going to have us on the calls with you. Okay. Plus, it's a great chance for you to connect with everyone else that's going to be in this boot camp, which is amazing. There's incredible leaders in there. But during these live calls, we're going to be offering additional training in addition to the ones that are pre-recorded in the boot camp program, based on where you're at, where we see in the group, what you guys need. This is also going to be a great place to share ideas with other amazing leaders, across networks. Now, we create a safe space so we can have people from different companies without any of that cheesy recruiting stuff. We create a safe space where you can share ideas. It's pretty awesome. And of course, you can ask live questions of Mike and I on these calls. So it's pretty cool. Also, boot camp happens inside a private Facebook group, and each boot camp is a new group. It's private. It's only the people in that boot camp. And some of you guys have been in boot camp. You know how awesome this group is. It's a great place to share best practices, new ideas you might be having, awesome results, seeking advice, getting to know other like-minded professionals. You will probably make friends in boot camp that you'll keep forever. That's one of the things I love about it. Now, Mike or I will post a daily tip every single day in boot camp. Every single day, you'll get an additional daily tip. You're also going to find a success partner or success partners in the group that are going to keep you on track and hold you accountable. Guys, this is an environment of accountability and support we're creating for you. We're going to teach you what to do. We're going to give you the system through Teamzy to do it. And we're going to create an environment to hold you accountable to doing it. These are all the things that you need to be successful. And you guys know there's been something missing. That's why you're here tonight. Something's been missing in how you've been approaching this business. Maybe you need all these things put together for you. You'll also have access to me every single day during boot camp, right? I think that's pretty valuable, but you can ask me questions. You can bounce things off me. I don't mind it. Okay. So let's go through what you're getting with the new boot camp. We're calling it boot camp 2 because it's a new boot camp. Okay. So there's the 6-week training course, right? Over 20 training videos with workbooks. You're going to be using the Teamzy CRM with the Power Hour module. You'll be doing the advanced goal setting, 4 courses of goal setting. You'll have the scripts library in there, 2 live coaching calls with us, and the private Facebook group. Access to all of those. And you guys, the price for this is so ridiculous. In fact, it makes me mad to see it because I think it should be higher, but we want to make it accessible to you. The price for boot camp for the whole program is $197 US. $197 US. Now, a lot of you guys have taken boot camp. You're like, wow, that price is less than it used to be. We have done 12 boot camps at $297. We've done 12 boot camps at $297. But you know what? We know that it's been a tough year for a lot of people. And we want to bring this, what's really our passion project, to more people. So we hope this will help you guys. And of course, you need a Teamzy subscription to do bootcamp. For those of you who aren't Teamzy people, it's no big deal, but you got to have a Teamzy subscription to do bootcamp, because that's where bootcamp lives, is inside your Teamzy account. Okay. So again, all of that for $197. So if you're interested in joining bootcamp, here's your link. Okay. Here's your link. And you can learn more at this page, or you can get signed up. But here's your link for bootcamp. Okay. Teamzy.com/bootcamp. We've made it as easy as possible. Teamzy.com/bootcamp. Grab a quick slideshot of that because I'm going to keep moving. Okay. So keep in mind, we've done 12 boot camps so far. And that means thousands of amazing people with equally amazing results. We've had such great results with boot camp. Each boot camp is refined and improved based on the feedback from the previous group. We've gotten so good at this. And it's totally revamped for 2021. We re-recorded all the content over. We added new content. We've made sure that it's relevant, right? And I want to show you this testimonial because I think this kind of sums up the feeling for bootcamp right here. This is from Jill. She says, after 7 years in business, I had gotten to the point of feeling overwhelmed and frustrated with the go for no approach, using the typical prospecting language. The Teamzy Bootcamp has reawakened my ability to develop new and rekindle old prospects, helping me to fill my funnel and enrolling new customers and business partners. I would highly recommend this bootcamp to anyone seriously committed to growing their business and leading their team to do the same. I was initially concerned about not having enough time for a 12-week training. Well, we fixed that with 6 weeks, but soon realized it wasn't something extra to do. It was exactly the income producing daily activity that I needed to be doing anyway. I can't wait to share what I've learned with my team and will highly recommend that they invest them in themselves and businesses by using Teamzy. So we thank you, Jill, for that. I appreciate it. So here we are. This system, the Teamzy system, is what I wish I had when I started out. This would have saved me so much time, right? Because I felt like I had to figure it all out myself. Plus, I, of course, probably would have made more money. And probably a lot of you guys have thought the same thing. Man, I wish I had this when I started. So if you sign up for bootcamp before we get to the end of this webinar, I'm going to give you guys a bonus, special bonus. Okay. So if you're thinking about it, this is a good little incentive. I'm going to host a private team call for you and your team. Okay. I'll host a private team call for you and your team. I'll get everyone inspired. I'll energize them. I'll get them re-engaged. We'll teach them relationship marketing. We're going to get your team on the same page that you're on right now. Okay. So be patient as we schedule those because there's only so much of me. But if you guys jump in before we get to the end of this, we'll look at the timestamps and we'll definitely get one of those set up for you. And this will also be an opportunity for you and your team to ask me anything, right? I'll make sure that do an FAQ, you guys can ask me anything. Okay, here's one more testimonial from my buddy Rob. He says, guys, please listen to everything Mike and Eric say and take it to heart. This system works. What they are teaching you absolutely 100% works if you work this, which is, I think, a key piece. You got to do some work. We're going to show up, but you got to show up and play. We're the coaches, right? You show up on the field, ready to play. We'll help you. Kat commented on there, totally agree. Not only is it work, but it is beautiful. I hated being pushy, made me feel dirty or something. But with Teamzy, I'm just wanting to bless, and that is truly beautiful. Plus, it works. I love that she said it's beautiful. I would never self-describe it as beautiful, but I love that she did. So I want you guys to know something. Bootcamp is my passion project. This is my passion project. This is how I get to give back to you guys. I want to help you consistently generate leads and make more sales. I want to give you the tools to make you successful in 6 weeks. I want to help you become a true leader on your team. And if you show up, I will give you 100% of my heart and my experience. Okay, so here's everything again. The price is $197 US. Again, it comes out to less than a cup of coffee a day. Okay, you're getting the 6-week training course. You're going to work on it with Teamzy through the CRM, the Power Hour, advanced goal setting courses, scripts library, 2 live coaching calls, private Facebook group. It's a ton. So again, there's the link, teamzy.com/bootcamp. Take a screen grab because I don't think I'm going to show it again. Teamzy.com/bootcamp. You can go learn more and get signed up. Okay, so you've got a couple of choices. One, do nothing. Don't take a leap of faith. That's easy. There's no risk. Or invest the small amount today in yourself, compare it to the amount of value you're getting, and give it a shot. Okay, give it a shot. The real question is it worth investing a few minutes of your time and less than a cup of coffee a day to potentially have the complete system for consistently generating customers and leads with the relationships you already have? And I think you guys know the answer to that. So again, remember, sign up before the webinar ends and I'll get that private team call scheduled for you and your team. Okay. So if you are someone who wants to build a hugely successful business with heart, I hope you'll join us in bootcamp. I really do. And I would love to work with you and get to know you there. Again, there's the link, teamzy.com/bootcamp. So let's jump into questions. Who's got questions? Let's jump in. I've got the Q&A queued up. Get rid of this screen. Okay. Aaron, why can't I see other attendees? This is different. It's because it's a webinar. It's a webinar, Aaron, and not a Zoom. Hi, Jody from Las Vegas. Great. All right, good. Mary Beth says, I'm having trouble getting from hi, how are you to introducing the products in the business. Great. So this is something we spend an entire week on at the very beginning of bootcamp, and then it's something we continue to practice all the way through bootcamp, Mary Beth. But the bottom line is we need to, okay, just quite simply, without giving away the whole farm, here's what I want to encourage you to do, Mary Beth. When you're having a conversation with somebody, find out what's going on in their life, right? Ask questions. How are you? What are you doing? Right? Send me an update on what you've been up to. How's life? How are the kids? How's the dog? How's your husband? How's work? Right? Just have a conversation with people. And I'll give you guys that phrase, send me an update, is kind of like my magic sauce. It's like, oh, did you have a great holidays? How are your holidays? Send me an update. Tell me what you guys have been up to. Like that helps people kind of do it. Oh, well, here's what we did, And so now you've got something to talk about, and ask them, when you find out what's going on in their life, then you're going to tell them what's going on in your life, Mary Beth. It's the law of reciprocation. Let me tell you what we did. Here's what we did. Here's how we enjoy the holidays. And here's what I'm doing in my life. And did I tell you about my business? It's my passion. This is why. So it's not a big deal to talk about your business when you talk about what it is you do and why you're passionate about it. It's part of the conversation. It's a normal piece. A lot of times you ask them, how's work? Now you're going to tell them about your business. It's the reciprocation. Does this make sense? What do you do and why you're passionate about it? You share that. This is what I do and why I'm passionate about it. Not because I want you to take a look at it, not because I want to sell you something, but I just want to let you know, because we're having a great conversation, what I'm doing and why I'm passionate about it. People will usually be excited for you. Oh my gosh, that's great. Good for you. Mary Beth, I didn't know that. That's great. Good for you. Okay. So now you've done it. Now you've told them what you do and why you're passionate about it. Now all you have to do is just something simple like this, Mary Beth. Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been the most wonderful experience, whatever. And let me know if you ever like to learn more. Be happy to send you more info if you're interested. Bam, that's it. Did you get that, Mary Beth? Just let me know if you'd like to learn more. I'd be happy to send you more info if you're interested. I'm not trying to shove something down your throat, but I also don't want to keep it from you. I don't want to deny you this blessing. Right. And so people will respond to that. A lot of times that plants the seed for later conversations. Sometimes people will go, yeah, let's talk, or send me more info. Now you've got a new conversation. As soon as they say, yes, I'd like to learn more, now you're on the next conversation. You're not just chatting. Now your professional hat comes on and you're like, okay, great. Let's get on a call, or let's talk deeper. Let me find out more about what you need. What are your goals? How can I help you? Right? Make sense? Okay. Isn't selling a numbers game? Anonymous says to me. Yeah, it isn't. It's a numbers game. It's how many people you can bless. How many people can you bless? And if you bless a large number, you'll have more opportunities. How's that for an answer? Okay. I don't know you, and I'm seeing if you deliver. If you do, then trust will begin. Yeah, I agree. And that's what we were talking about being consistent. Okay, no, wait, I don't want to send privately. I want to answer that one live. Perfect. Aaron says, prior to joining Teamzy 1 week ago, welcome to the family, I was sharing 3 times a day. What is the best way to engage with Teamzy in this situation? How do I merge my current activity with Teamzy? So what we're going to do, Aaron, is we're going to get you into Teamzy. You're going to when you set up Teamzy, oh, you set it up already. Great. So you should put in an income goal, and then Teamzy sets your daily target. So remember, when you're reaching out and connecting with people, it's just to make their day. Now, what's going to happen differently, Aaron, is instead of forcing yourself to share 3 times a day, you may end up talking to 10 or 15 people a day, regular conversations. It's going to help you generate more organic opportunities to share when people are interested. Because the truth is sharing 3 times a day with people who aren't interested, it's how many of those are going to actually close, as opposed to sharing with people who are interested. You're going to see like a 50% close rate, right? As opposed to a 2% close rate. It's a huge difference. It's kind of like walking up to, it's like being in a bar and seeing somebody significant, somebody that you're attracted to, and walking up and proposing marriage. You got to start with hello. Make sense? So hopefully that helps. I don't want you guys, because I said set the goal of sharing 3 times a day, I don't want you to get hung up on that and force it. You need to work those conversations so it becomes appropriate. Okay. Alexis says, what about when your business and product is for a specific niche, dental, not friends or family, and it's entirely new? How do you create awareness if you can't do any cold emails? So what you want to do is, I'm not saying you can't do cold emails, Alexis, but you need to build relationships. You need to build relationships. Figure out how to connect, right? Figure out how to connect. First of all, I'm guessing that you're reaching out to dentists. So you've got at least one dentist you have a relationship with, correct? Yours. Start there. And then start having your relationships, the people who trust you, introduce you to their dentists. so that you're getting introduced. Does this make sense? Because I guarantee you're going to get a lot of doors slammed in your face if you're just cold messaging dental offices. Make sense? You're going to get much better opportunity if you look at your list of people and be like, hey guys, I'm doing this. Who's got a great dentist that you can introduce me to? Okay. Scott says, excellent conversation. When and where will the recording be available? Okay, so great question. And we will email it back out to this list tomorrow morning so that you guys will all have a copy of it. And there's going to be like and in that, we'll send you the link. It's going to be a landing page where you can also invite team members or friends to watch it. Okay, so it'll be there. Okay. Luna says, what if somebody doesn't respond to a single message? Great. If they don't respond, no big deal. I don't want you to give them a second thought, because if you're using a system like Teamzy, they're going to come back up automatically 30, 60, 90 days later. You message them again then. Okay. I only want you focused on the people who actually respond. Why is this? This happens all the time. I message somebody and then I start obsessing about why they didn't respond. Maybe they just were busy at that moment. No big deal. But you don't need to set follow-ups and stuff. Just have them in, like, if you have them in Teamzy, they're just going to come back. You just message them again, 2-3 months. It's like you send them the next script, make your day message. You guys, I had a business associate from my consulting business who I had messaged, when I started doing network marketing on the side, I started messaging him. He was on a 3-star, so he came up every 3 months and he never answered. I'd messaged him, no answer, messaged him, no answer, messaged him, no answer, messaged him, no answer. Now it's been a year. I messaged him 4 times over a year. He never responded. And I thought, maybe I should just delete him. I mean, he's not responding. So I figured it only takes me 10 seconds to send him a personal message. It's no skin off my back. I'm just going to send it to him again. And he eventually did respond. And when he responded, he said, hey, I've been watching you for the past year. I've been onto your website. I'm ready to start. Here's the package I want. Like, he knew everything. He had done all the research. And it reminded me that, like, investing in the relationship, just being present with people, a lot of times they're following and watching. Like, it doesn't take any time. So my point is, Luna, just keep going. You don't want to message them every day, but maybe put them on like a 3-month cycle and stay in touch. Maureen says, wow, you guys have a lot of questions. Okay. I'm like, wow, I still have 27 to go. Maureen says, how do you do the next follow-up after you reach out to a person on your Facebook list? They respond. How do you get into the next combo to talk about your product? So again, just have a conversation with them. Ask questions. What have you been up to? How are things going? And do your best. Now, look, Maureen, not every conversation is going to get to the product. That's okay. Some of those conversations will fizzle out. But next 3 months later, when you message again, like, each time you talk to them, that conversation might get a little deeper. It might take time. Does this make sense? This is why I want you to start with your 5-star people first, because those are more likely to have a real conversation with you right away. The people that are acquaintances will take a while to warm up sometimes. Okay. So it might just be, you might get a thanks for reaching out, Maureen. Great. We're doing great. All's good here. And you might have a hard time getting that conversation started. Don't worry about that. 3 months later, say, hey, it's been a while since I checked in. How the heck are you? What have you guys been up to, or whatever? Or maybe you saw something on their social. I saw you got a new puppy. How's it going? So you can start engaging over time. Make sense? Okay, great. But specifically to your question, like, really focusing in on how to get that conversation in the business. That's really what we're going to cover a lot in bootcamp. Carol says, hey, Carol, how do you track shares and follow-up? So in Teamzy, it's super easy to track both of these things. It's just, if you go into the Teamzy, and Carol, I don't know if you're using Teamzy these days, but if you go into Teamzy, the help center, there's specific little videos on how to track shares and follow-ups. It's very easy to do. The whole system's designed for that. If you are not using Teamzy, I don't know, you're gonna have to figure out how to do that on your own, but you definitely need to track it. Johanna says, does bootcamp start at a certain date, or is it open enrollment? Yes, it starts on a certain date. So it's open enrollment now. It's open through Monday, the 25th. What is the date today? The 11th? Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's not open to the 25th. It's open through, I think, the 18th for registration. And then we begin on the 25th. So between now and the 25th we call it prep week, even though there's a couple weeks. And there's certain action steps that we want you to get done so that you're ready for day 1 of boot camp. So day 1 of boot camp is specifically the 25th of January, and then it goes 6 weeks from there. Now, boot camp is kind of an at your own pace thing, which means that you're in the group with us, but some people do it at a certain time of day. Some people do it at a different time of day. The video is unlocked and you can watch them whenever you're available to watch them. Okay. Jennifer says, what if you don't have a team? Well, that's what we're going to do, is help you build a team. So if you don't have a team now, then what you do is you just set that goal to connect with your team to 0, and you add that number to your prospect number. So let's say your number was 10 prospects and 4 team members. Now you're just going to do 14 prospects and 0 team member connects. Okay. And you can adjust that as you go and as your team grows. Okay. When does the boot camp start? I just answered that, but again, registration is right now and it goes through next Monday. So if you're thinking of joining, get in there, and also let your team members know to get in there. You're going to do much better if you have team members with you. Okay. You're going to do much better if you have team members with you. Okay, great. And that seems to be the most common question. When does bootcamp start? So registration's open now till Monday, and then you're in prep week until the 25th, and that's when we officially start. The last day to sign up. When is the last day to sign up? The last day to sign up is next Monday, the 18th. Terry says, if you are new with your business, can you do the individual call with your own questions? Yeah. What I would do is have you invite an upline, Terry, and see if you can get a call going for a large team. That would make more sense. Okay. Great. Or we can piggyback you maybe with another call. Vicky says, when does bootcamp start? Awesome. We just answered that. Start date. Awesome. So it starts again, you guys, registrations now through Monday, and it officially starts on the 25th. Can you explain the monthly fee? The monthly fee is for Teamzy. So that's to use the Teamzy CRM system. That's the monthly fee is access to Teamzy. The bootcamp course is an additional tuition on top of that. Okay. Now, depending on who you guys are and what relationship we have with your network, you may even have a better price than $29.99, which is our standard price for the monthly fee. Netta says, hi, where do you stand on using or doing social media as part of your power hour? Well, Netta, I think that social media is a key piece to it. In Teamzy, we ask you to check a box when you've posted on social media. However, it doesn't necessarily have to be part of the power hour. The most important part is reaching out individually to people. So I definitely think that social media needs to be part of your daily routine in your business. Absolutely, 100%. And we do talk about that. We spend a whole week on social media. One of the 6 weeks in Teamzy Bootcamp is specifically on social media. Okay. Flo says, I have Teamzy now. Do I need to update it with Teamzy CRM? No. Flo, Teamzy CRM is what you have now. It's the same thing. So you just didn't know it was so cool. Okay. Anonymous says, is bootcamp every day for 6 weeks or one time a week? How much time is required? Great question. Okay. So what we require is for you to do your daily power hour. Okay. So bootcamp doesn't really require additional time. It requires you to focus the time we want you focusing on your business anyways. The idea is when bootcamp is over, you're still going to be doing the same things that you're learning in bootcamp ongoing in your business. We're going to help you create those new habits, if that makes sense. So we really think of it as 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. And some days, there may be a couple days where there's a little extra, because the training videos come on Mondays and Wednesdays, and those are typically 30 minutes or less. So you might, on Monday and Wednesday, you might spend a little bit extra time doing a training video. Okay. Cheryl says, if you subscribe to Teamzy, is bootcamp included or is it extra? So they're extra. It's extra. So you're going to subscribe to Teamzy. That's your CRM and the CRM with Power Hour software system that you're going to have ongoing in your business. And then the bootcamp program is an additional tuition of $197. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Scott says, one area that has been tough for me is contacting. Because of COVID, it's no longer wise to spend time face-to-face, but that's what I've learned. What are some examples of contacting now? So that's beautiful. So, for me personally, I use Messenger a lot, but any sort of, just wherever people connect, whether it's text message, Messenger, that's the best place to make contact with people. And they're most willing to engage there, right? But however, Scott, as that conversation progresses, and you uncover interest, then you want to get face-to-face. And right now we can't go out and meet people for coffee, but you can get on a FaceTime, you can get on a Zoom, and people are willing to do that. One thing that has helped with COVID is that it's gotten people more comfortable with that even than they were. 5 years ago when I was like, I'm going to send you a link and we're going to do a Zoom call, they're like, a what call? Right now, everyone's used to it. It's like, hey, let's jump on a Zoom. Okay. And here's the other thing. People, Scott, you'll find that people really are excited to get on a Zoom because they're starving for connecting with people. They don't get to see people ever. Does it make sense? And even when you do get to go out, I'm in Southern California, so everything's locked down. I went to Costco today, right? Costco, it's weird. You can't go anywhere, but you can go to Costco where there's 20 million people. But still, we're masked. We're covered in masks, and everybody's trying to stay 6 feet apart. And you're not having any interactions with human beings. I even find if I try to strike up a conversation with somebody, they kind of freak out. So this is a great way for us to do it from home. You can build your business. And again, as your conversations via messenger or text start to build, then you say, hey, let's jump on a FaceTime or let's jump on a Zoom. And then you get that face-to-face. It's not quite the same as being in person, but it's very effective. Okay, Jennifer says, what's the structure of the boot camp? I know it's on Facebook and there's videos and workbook and accountability groups. Since we're all in different time zones, are we meeting daily, live daily at a particular time? Okay, great question. No, you're not meeting at the same time. In fact, we've got people in here from all over the place, right? But we are in the same Facebook group, which means that whenever so here's kind of how it works. In your Teamzy account, there'll be a bootcamp page that you'll get access to. And that bootcamp page will have all your downloadables like workbooks and special resources, reading lists, stuff like that. And then every Monday, a new training video will open and you'll have access to it. You can watch it whenever the heck you want. Okay. And you'll have a workbook where you can take notes in it. And then on Wednesday, same thing happens. A new training video unlocks and you can take it whenever you want. You don't have to do it that day, but you can catch up whenever and you stay in touch. But each day we will post in the group and we want you to comment on our post. So that's how we kind of keep you engaged. We want you to comment on our post every day whenever you can. And they come throughout all hours a day. So you get to do it. It's super flexible, but we want to be present with you on a daily basis for 6 weeks because we really want to help you create those new habits. Interested in joining the boot camp. I don't have a team starting over. Can we schedule a team call once I have a team? Sure, we can do that. Absolutely. I'm easy. You guys know, some of you people know, like I see coming up here, a question from Daryl, who's my buddy, who I've actually had the chance to meet in person. Some of you guys have met in person at events and has done boot camp. Like you'll get to know, over time, you'll have access to me. We'll be friends. So it's cool. We can do that. We'll figure that out. Okay. Luna says, what if somebody doesn't respond to a single message repeatedly? So again, that's normal. And this is what we talked about tonight, Luna, that most people won't respond for a bunch of times, right? And so just what I wouldn't do is I wouldn't hound them. I would just maybe every few months, send them a message, stay in touch, let them know you care, right? It's probably just their life is happening. All right. So now if it's like, here's what happens though, when people, some of the stuff we've been taught is like, send them a video and then say, if I send you a video, will you watch it? And people are like, okay. Then you send them the video. And then you're like, let me know when you have a chance to watch it. Have you had a chance to watch it? Have you had a chance to watch it? Have you had a chance to watch it? Like we're taught to do stuff like that. People hate that. So if that's what you've done in the past, some of those people may be hiding out because they're worried about that. One of the things that we'll teach you in, it's either the first or second week of the new boot camp, we're going to actually teach you how to approach people. And we have a great script for apologizing. Kind of like, sorry I did that, but here's how I'm going to build my business going forward. It helps you to re-engage people like that. So if that's the case, we're going to help you re-engage those people in bootcamp. If that's not the case, if you've just been reaching out to stay in touch over time, maybe just back it off to maybe every 3 months and just keep reaching out, keep loving on them. Okay. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Daryl says, based on what you shared about relationships coming first, should we set customer and distributor acquisition goals? Okay, that's a good question, Daryl. And I absolutely think you should. You absolutely should set those goals. The difference is, I just don't know who it's going to be. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know who that's going to be. I'm not messaging you going, my goal is 20 and you're going to be one of them. I'm going to invest in all of my relationships and look for those opportunities. But here's what I will tell you, Daryl, and you and I have known each other for a while. It always works. It's a predictable system. You can set goals and hit those goals. That's why Teamzy tells you what to do every day and tells you to get there. You can hit goals and set goals. You just don't know which people or which relationships are going to bear the fruit, right? That's where God comes in. But if you do the work and you do the activity and you build the relationships, the opportunities will arise. Does this make sense? So yes, set your goals, but we don't paint those goals on a specific back. Make sense? Okay, hopefully that helps. Rachel says, hi, Eric, thank you for this webinar. What is the cost of bootcamp for a current Teamzy member? So for a current Teamzy member, you've already got Teamzy. It's just the one-time fee of $197. Okay, the one-time tuition fee of $197 US for your bootcamp. And you won't have to obviously sign up for Teamzy because you already have it. And the best way to do that, you guys, is make sure you're logged into Teamzy. Like when you go to purchase bootcamp, it'll ask you to log in. So you log in and then it'll add it to the right account and it won't charge you for the monthly. Okay. Julie says, what are the dates for bootcamp? And again, we talked about it, but let me mention them again. Bootcamp registration's open right now through next Monday, the 18th. And then we actually get started with week 1 of bootcamp on the 25th of January. However, between now and the 25th is when you're going to be doing all your prep work. And there's going to be 7 specific action steps we want you to do in that time to get ready. Okay. Roseanne says, I enrolled in Teamzy about 4 months ago and still need a little help setting up and using. Can you help me privately? I can't personally help you with that, Roseanne. However, I have a team of professionals that this is what they do all day long. So what I want you to do is send an email to support@teamzy.com. Okay, email support@teamzy.com and ask them for help. They can also schedule you a one-on-one Zoom. So you can do a one-on-one Zoom with someone on my team. They can walk you through and set you up and everything. Okay. So if that's what you want in the email, say, I want to set up a one-on-one Zoom, and they'll set that up for you, get it scheduled. And there's no reason for you to be struggling with this anymore. We have pros that will help you, and we're happy to do that, which is great. Okay. When does bootcamp start? We just answered that one, which is great. I'm glad you guys are excited for that. Netta says, I've been using Teamzy for a while, but dropped off for the past few months. I get the basic rhythm. How do you recommend time managing when people respond later in the day or days later when you're away from a desk laptop and keeping track of what just happens organically? Okay, great question. Okay, so Netta, here's a simple little tip that you can employ. So schedule your power hour. So first off, I haven't mentioned this, but schedule that power hour. When are you going to do it? Put it in your calendar. Is it going to be 4 a.m., 9 a.m.? You can do it at night. When are you going to do it? So first schedule the power hour, put it in your calendar. And then what I recommend you do is you schedule a couple of maybe 30-minute appointments in your day where you'll answer messages. Okay. So for example, when I had a full-time job and was trying to do network marketing on the side, I did my power hour about 4:35 in the morning, right? Because that's when I could. I have 4 kids. So I did it early. And then I had a job. So during my lunch break, I would answer messages from 12:30 to 1 if I could. And then in the evening, I would answer messages from like 8:30 to 9 after my kids went to bed. So by forcing myself to only answer messages for those 30-minute blocks, I was able to do them all at once. And I didn't lose people in the flow. Does that make sense? It also helped me be focused on my life instead of answering messages all day. So if you do a simple thing like that, schedule your power hour and then schedule a couple of short little bursts to answer messages, then you can just sort your messages by unread and go in 30 minutes, you can send a lot of messages. Okay. And it's okay for those conversations to space out a little over a few days. People expect that. Okay. Deidre says, is there a way to update your Teamzy if you added more people to your Facebook when you were not entering them into Teamzy? Yeah. So Deidre, what you can do is you can do that Facebook import again, and Teamzy will only bring the new people over. It won't bring the whole list again. It won't make duplicates. So if you want to do that whole, do the Facebook update again, it'll just bring in the new people, which is pretty cool. Okay, great. Luna says, thank you. You're welcome. Deidre signed up for bootcamp. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome to the family. Flo says, I have Teamzy now. Is Teamzy CRM an upgrade to that? Nope. Teamzy has always been Teamzy CRM. So you got it. Okay. What is the link again for bootcamp? It's just teamzy.com/bootcamp. Okay. Teamzy.com/bootcamp will get you there, D. If you already have a Teamzy account, guys, you'll see the link at the top of your Teamzy page right now to sign up for bootcamp. It's there for this week. If you already have Teamzy, is bootcamp cheaper? No, bootcamp's not cheaper if you already have Teamzy, but you won't have to pay for Teamzy. And I mean, you're already paying for Teamzy, so you'll only pay the tuition of $197 for bootcamp. Anonymous says, there is a Conversations That Convert course being offered. Which course would you suggest is going to get the most return on investment right away? I definitely believe bootcamp is your best option because you have the support, the accountability, the coaching, the live interaction all built in. The Conversations That Convert course is an amazing course. If you just want a course to do on your own and implement on your own, it's an amazing course too. And we have a lot of people who do both. I made that course because everybody wants to know, like, how do I have the conversation? And when we built Teamzy, we didn't realize that was where people struggled. So the Conversations That Convert course is where I break down that conversation into pieces. We do cover a lot of that in bootcamp, maybe not all of it in bootcamp, because that's not the singular focus. There's a lot of things we want to build in bootcamp. But if you ask me which one you should take right now, I would say bootcamp, because you'll have that additional support and energy. Okay. Roseanne says, thank you. Tap says, I can't commit this time for bootcamp. That's okay, Tap. Tap's taken bootcamp a few times. Good to hear from you, Tap. Hopefully you're still here. The next one, I don't have the dates yet, but we will do another one in second quarter. Okay. Where can we watch the recording of this webinar? So Roseanne, we will email it to you guys. We'll email, you're all registered. We have your emails. We'll send you the replay link. Sarah signed up. Awesome. Welcome. We're excited to work with you. Can't wait. Lizeth. Oh, that's a cool name. I just joined Teamzy a few days ago. I've downloaded my friends list from Facebook, and now I need to download my customers list for my business. I know Teamzy will not duplicate contacts if you update the contacts from Facebook, but will it duplicate contacts from different lists? No. If they have the same name, Lizeth, it will not duplicate them. Okay. It will not duplicate them if they have the same name. So if the name's slightly different, you may get a duplicate. And if you do get one or two duplicates, we have a tool that allows you to merge those duplicates. But if they have the same name, they won't duplicate. Hopefully that helps. Netta says, see you in bootcamp. See you in bootcamp. I can't wait. Awesome. Hey, I did it, guys. I got all the way through the questions, which is perfect. And I'm closing it, so don't put any more in there. I hope this was really beneficial to you. I really hope so. I hope there's a lot of value. Now, when you get the replay tomorrow, please share it with your teams, because I want to help as many people as I can in this bootcamp. So share it with your teams. I know it was a long video, but let them know they don't have to watch the whole thing if they don't want to, but I know they'll get some value from it. So I appreciate you spending some time with me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Humbled by your support, humbled by all of you who've decided to join bootcamp. God bless you guys. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.